Hello everybody, I'm Rusty. I want to welcome you to Island Breeze Tropicals. So today we're going to be taking a look at two chantinii cultivars. What do you think they are? So you know what? The sun is shining, the island breeze is blowing. It's time that you and I got growing. Come on, let's have some fun. And why don't we take a look at these two really cool chantinii cultivars. So if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you with us. If you like what you see, could you do me a favor and hit that like button down there? And why don't you become a member of our Bromeliad family and become a subscriber? Thanks a lot. Now, why don't we get to today's video? So, okay guys, why don't we get right to it? I want to show you two really cool cultivars of chantinii. They both have really cool yellow variegation in them, but the variegation is different. So we're going to take a look at Aechmea Samurai and Aechmea Shogun. So before we get going, why don't we go out into the tangle where I've got some chantinii, the species that's growing on one of the palms out in the tangle, and we'll take a look at that first, and then we'll come back here and I'm going to show you both of these really cool chantinii cultivars. So we're out in the tangle and I want to show you this chantinii. Now this is the species as far as I know. The species is green with the characteristic chantinii horizontal banding. And let's go on down here and you can see, let's see if we can get in it closer, and you can see that it is definitely stoloniferous, and this is climbing on the trunk of a palm. So I think you can see the similarities. It has stolons and the horizontal banding, and they are most definitely an arboreal Aechmea. So why don't we go back on the plant deck and I'm going to show you the wonderful colors in Aechmea Samurai and Shogun. So what makes these two cultivars of chantinii so special? Well, you know, it's all subjective, but I like them because of their yellow color. And take a look at this. I'm going to try and lean this over. Now, this particular samurai I've had for a little while, and it has been growing in the right light. And we're going to be doing a close-up, and I'm going to show you how vivid the color really is. And then there is Shogun, and you can see that this doesn't really have the same kind of yellow color. And guys, I'm really sorry, but this was in a shady area on the patio just off of the plant deck here, and it lost some of its yellow color. It's coming back. I put it in more light, and that's what you do when you want to get your color back after having lost it because of the lack of light on your bromeliad. So what makes these two yellow cultivars of chantinii so different? Well, I'm going to show you. Take a look at this, and this again is our Aechmea Samurai, and take a look where the variegation is. It's in the middle of the leaf. And then, and I'm going to do a close-up so you can really see it because it's not quite as evident as I would like to show you. But take a look at Shogun, and the variegation is marginated, and that means that it's on the edge of the leaf. So why don't we do a couple of close-ups, and I'm going to show you what it really looks like up close. Okay, so this is Aechmea Shogun, and I think you can see, even though it's not real vivid, that it does have yellow margination, and that's variegation too. And take a look at that leaf right there. And you can see that if it had more color to it, I think it'd be a little bit more dramatic. But it is a variegated form of Aechmea chantinii, and the variegation is on the margins. Fortunately, even though we don't have the color I want, this has a typical chantinii inflorescence. And as you can see, it's very, very colorful. The potential flowers are yellow. And then you look down here at these vivid red bracts. Now the color in the Samurai here is a lot better. I had it in a lot more light and it maintained its color quite well. And now we're into autumn here in southwest Florida, so the sun's not quite as intense, but as you can see, this has a beautiful yellow color. Yes, it is variegated as well, but take a look at where the variegation is, and it is in the middle of the leaf. So that makes it different from Shogun. But just like Shogun, take a look, and it has that beautiful characteristic silver or gray horizontal banding, just like all of our chantinii have. Now this is a really great opportunity to see that Samurai and Shogun, just like all chantinii, are very stoloniferous. Take a look at that stolon down there. By the way, we have a video on Aechmea chantinii. That's in the Bromeliad family tree series. And we also have a video about what is a stolon, and that makes chantinii, all of them, really good climbers, and our Aechmea Samurai here is no different. And I've got one growing on a tree that I'm going to show you in just a second, and you can see that the pup is now starting to get that characteristic yellow variegation. Let's get on in there and see if we can see it a little bit better. Starting to get that yellow variegation in the pup, and you can see really well that stolon right there. So we're back out in the tangle, and I want to show you this Aechmea Samurai, and it is growing on the trunk of a Aechmea ericina. That is a palm, and yeah, just like all chantinii, they can be completely arboreal, and they climb so very well. Now you can see that this particular Samurai is a deep dark green, and that's because it's in the shade, but it still has that nice yellow color. And you can see that it also has a pup coming out on a stolon. So in time, this is going to make a really nice display of this Aechmea Samurai. Now Shogun will do exactly the same thing. It will climb just as well. So okay, what do we need to know to be able to grow Aechmea Samurai and Aechmea Shogun? Well, if you're going to be growing them, all you have to know is how to grow any chantinii. As usual with any tank type of brome, you want it water in the cup, the substrate evenly moist. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that this is not a small plant, but take a look, it's growing in a pot. So if you mount your Samurai or your Shogun in a tree, they are not going to get to be this big. How come? Well, take a look. We have a root system that's growing in this pot that is able to bring in more water and elements and minerals if you fertilize. And you're not going to have that if you mount them in trees. The root system is going to differentiate, and it's going to be holding on to the tree and in general not bringing in any nutrients. So what about cold? Well, all chantinii are pretty cold sensitive. So if you're in an area that is not frost free, probably you're going to have a better time growing them in pots and giving them some sort of protection. Now, what is cold to a chantinii? What's going to be cold to our Samurai and our Shogun? Well, anything below, say, 48 to 45 for prolonged periods, it will spot the leaves. It's not going to kill your plant, but it won't be as pretty as it was before the cold event. And one last thing, how about sun? Well, now our sun right now, this is October, about the end of it, and our sun right now is getting to be weaker every day. That's what happens, right? But I have had Shogun in direct sun for about 5 to 6 hours every day for the past 2 weeks, and we have not seen any damage whatsoever. Chantinii as a species has been said to be pretty sun tolerant, and at least here at the Tangle, I can tell you that that's not far off. So that makes Aechmea Samurai and Shogun really easy plants to grow. So okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking at these two really cool types of chantinii. Samurai and Shogun are really cool hybrids. I love the yellow color, and I'll bet you would like to add them to your collection too. So no matter where you are, I hope your sun is shining. I hope you have an island breeze blowing. I know that you and I need to keep growing and have lots of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.